Hello, hello. Welcome to Chew on Sports. This is my weekly podcast. Welcome, anyone listening, all the first-timers, and people who chime in every week. Welcome back yet again. This week's going to be predominantly speaking, if not only speaking, about the NFL Divisional round of the playoffs. It is time, and the hype is very, very, very real. So, first and foremost, exciting. Last week I went 3-1 on my picks. Dang, man, the Bears couldn't get it done. I said to my buddy when I was watching the game, I was like, man, the Bears are going to lose. It was probably about 3 or 4 minutes into the third and just no flow, really. Now, the Bears made it interesting, and I absolutely had a chance. You know, Allen Robinson really turned it on in the second half, but goodness gracious. Eagles ended up doing it again with that Foles magic. So to recap, the teams that advanced last week were the Cowboys beating the Seahawks, the Eagles beating the Bears, the Colts beating the Texans, and you had the Chargers beating the Ravens. I was 3-1 in my picks. So before we get started with all of the NFL talk, social media extravaganza, things are amazing. I just wanted to let you all know that you can follow me on Twitter. That would be at Chew on Sports. Facebook, Zachary Van Meter. Or you can also find this podcast on iTunes, Chew on Sports. And also Instagram, TechmoZach, which is also my, my Nintendo Switch handle. If anybody likes to play a little Smash Brothers or Mario Kart. I picked up Smash Brothers yesterday, and it's so delightful. I don't want to turn anybody off, but Asians are kind of weird. The guys behind this game, it's a very odd game. Very cool, though. So if you're a Nintendo fanboy and you like some fighting, Smash Brothers, check it out. It's a cool one. So on to the NFL in the divisional round. So Saturday for me is very close to being upset Saturday. I like both teams on the road on Saturday a ton, like a whole lot. But I'm only picking one road team to win. In fact, I'm only picking one road team to win for this weekend. Now, the first game that's going to start us off on Saturday is going to be the Colts going into Kansas City. Now, the reason why I've been so heavily going towards the Colts is just, A, their defense is playing very well. B, they can control the clock with their run game. And C, they're a dome team, which normally fares very, very well, or negatively, on the road, especially in inclement weather. We're going to have snow in Kansas City this weekend. But they've actually practiced in the snow in Indianapolis all week outside to prepare themselves. So I've been this moxie, this Andrew Luck, this everything else. I mean, think about it. You've got literally last weekend, every experienced quarterback with the exception of Dak won. You had no playoff wins versus playoff wins as far as the quarterback stature goes last weekend, and the playoff wins won every time with the exception of Seattle versus Dallas. Oh, by the way, Dallas was the only road team to win as well. So, or only home team, to win as well. So exciting stuff. Now, this game is a trap game for me. I'm so close to picking the Colts, but I think the Chiefs are going to handle it. I think a lot of things are going to reverse on this Saturday that are not the norm. I think the Chiefs take it. I think it's going to be a super close game. I think Patty Mahomes gets it done. Now, one thing to pay attention to, my loyal podcast listeners on this game, is the pass rush for the Colts. The games that the Chiefs have lost has been whenever Mahomes has been contained in the pocket and has to run up. Okay? Not necessarily stand in the pocket, but pass rushes are coming from the left and right side, which make it to where A, he can't roll out, and B, he can't just stand there. He's got to run up. His accuracy, and he's a baller, so he tries to be a playmaker and make some huge throws. So if he's having to run up a lot to make his throws, that is going to be the one way the Colts can win if they can control the clock and do that. I haven't seen enough from them. I don't believe their pass rush is good enough to disrupt Mahomes enough to do that all day, all game. So I am 100% picking the Chiefs to win and it to be a great Saturday tip-off game in inclement weather. Just be some snow and some rain during the game as well. I like the Colts. I like the Chiefs. I think they're going to take it. On the second game, we have the Cowboys on the road visiting the Rams. Now, fun fact about Mr. Goff. I had the Rams losing to the Bears in my original bracket, if you listened last week. Not a believer in Goff, doesn't handle pressure well. In fact, Jared Goff is 1-10 in games where he's been sacked 2 times or more. I think the Cowboys get to him. I think the Cowboys control the clock. I think the Cowboys win. I think the Cowboys win by 5+. I think they're going to go in and they're going to punch the Rams in the mouth. So on Saturday, I think 2 things that haven't happened in a very long time are going to happen. And that's A, the Chiefs winning in the divisional round at home. They haven't won in years. And B, the Cowboys winning a divisional round playoff game. They haven't won a game in the divisional round since '96. So I think two trends are getting reversed on this amazing Saturday of football. Dak Prescott, we've shared the stats. We've talked about it. He has 15 fourth-quarter drives for touchdowns. He has 10 come-from-behind victories. The clutch gene is there. I would take Dak, and I said this on my podcast a month ago. I would take Dak over Jared Goff all day, every day, and of course, this week, twice on Saturday. I think Zeke's going to feast. Zeke versus Gurley is a must-see television. It's going to be amazing. I think when it comes down to it, Goff's going to be the one that makes the mistakes, and the Cowboys will be victorious because of it. Should be another good game. Cowboys by 5. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to be blowing them out, but I do expect in the fourth quarter for the Cowboys to have a double-digit lead at some point of the game and to hold on to win by 5. Cowboys are my Saturday pick and the only road team that I have winning this weekend. The stats support it. The talk supports it. I do think the Cowboy fans are going to show up. It's not going to be 60% Cowboy fans, more like 50-50, but I think that's going to be enough to root them on. Now, how do the Rams win this game? They win this game if they can make the Cowboys go 3 and out early and get points up against them, period. The Cowboys have not been going 3 and out. They've been getting points, getting drives, chewing clock. I'm going with what I've seen the last 2 months of football. The Cowboys are the hotter team, and Dak Prescott is the hotter quarterback. Now, to start the day, on Sunday, we have Phillip Rivers and the Chargers visiting the New England Patriots. I think the Patriots are going to handle business, and I think we're in for a treat. I think every game is going to be surprisingly close. I just think in the end, I think that Tom Brady does what Tom Brady does. In fact, they're my pick to go to the AFC. They're my pick to be in the Super Bowl. In fact, my Super Bowl picks haven't changed from last week. I think Tom Brady, I think they handle business. I love the adjustments the Chargers made to handle the Ravens. They punched them in the mouth. They put all the defenders in there to make sure he wasn't running all over them. The only problem is Bill Belichick saw that. You don't know what Bill Belichick's going to bring. Is he going to control it with Michelle? Is he going to use James White? Is he going to stretch it downfield? He's a jack of all trades. He's going to throw everything at the Chargers. I think Phillip Rivers, unfortunately, is going to go 0-8 versus Tom Brady and the Patriots. Home team wins the Pats. And then up next, last game of the weekend, the Miracle Eagles going into the Superdome to play the Saints. I think the Saints win, and this is the only game I think could be ugly. I think that when it's over, said, and done with, it's going to be a closer game than what it is, if that makes sense. I think that the Saints are going to maintain close to a 10-14 lead the entire way, and I think that at the very end, the Colts use that Foles magic and get a little bit closer and make it kind of a more interesting fourth quarter. The Saints are still my pick. I think the Saints and Cowboys play in the NFC. I think the Saints learn from what happened last game and go to the Super Bowl. I think you've got Chargers versus Chiefs. I think you've got Chiefs versus Patriots in the AFC. Patriots on the road. Figure it out. Too much for Patty Mahomes. I think Mahomes gets that elusive first win this weekend, but Tom Brady takes him down. And like I said, you've got a battle of the old guys as far as the Super Bowl's concerned. And I have the Saints still winning. So we'll see what happens. As a recap, I have the Chiefs winning at home. The Cowboys, the lone survivor on the road this week. I have the Chargers losing in a very, very close, great game, possibly game of the weekend to the Patriots. And I have the Saints blowout watch, but I think it's going to end up being close in the fourth quarter, taking down the Eagles. So that is my NFL predictions for the week. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Feel free to hit me up on social media, comment, and let me know what your thoughts are. As far as another little NFL tidbit, I read The Athletic regularly. I'm a big fan of that website. They actually interviewed 85 NFL defensive players, and this goes to show what I think is accurate. They asked who's the most underrated and who's the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. Well, via The Athletic, the most underrated quarterback in the league is Mr. Cam Newton. They say that people don't give him the props he deserves. He's fantastic. The most overrated QB, Mr. Kirk Cousins. Now, I am a profound Kirk Cousins hater. I've said it time and time again. I feel the same way about Mr. Jared Goff. I think they're overhyped, overrated, and they don't come up clutch in the big moments and get the W. If you remember, if you have been listening on my fantasy football show way back when in July, I actually had the bold prediction that Mitchell Trubisky would outscore Kirk Cousins in fantasy points. So boom, shakalaka. Kind of know a little bit about what I'm talking about here. And yeah, Kirk Cousins, I don't like him. I think the Vikings made a mistake. They got talent, but he just doesn't come up big when you need him to, man. So that is my talk of the week for the NFL. So one last thing, the Doncic mania still is running wild in the NBA. Home Dude is already up to an 86 rating in NBA 2K, by the way. He's one of the top 30 players in the video game, and it's not even All-Star break. That's huge. They just gave him a 2-point ratings increase this week. Home Dude is on fuego. Still number 2 in votes out west for the All-Star. Looks like that's going to happen. Vote for Doncic if you're not. This is how much of a baller he is. He doesn't even know how to talk smack properly, and it goes viral. He played Denver this week against the Suns, and he shook some dude and goes, "Oh, you play for the Suns? Now you're my son." That's probably the worst smack talk I've ever heard in my life, but it works because it's Luka, and he's the man right now. So check him out. Watch the Mavs games. Watch him play the Timberwolves. Watch him this weekend. Home Dude is destroying it and needs to be viewed by your eyes. And he's also about to be a rookie starting in the All-Star game. I'm calling it. It's going to happen. That is Chew on Sports for this week. Leave me your feedback. It's a short podcast because, well, I just wanted to talk a little NFL and give you my predictions. More quality content coming your way. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter at Chew on Sports. I normally tweet about what I talk about. And follow me on other social media platforms. Facebook, Zachary Van Meter. And at TechmoZach on Instagram. Thanks for listening. Have a kick butt day and enjoy one of your last weekends of football because it's almost done. Catch you later. Bye.